Hello and welcome to another video tutorial here on understanding body language, liars, cheats and happy feet. It's Thursday afternoon and I hope you've all had a wonderful day. Now then, the video I've got for you today is the Justin Bieber surprise birthday present given to him on the Ellen DeGeneres show. So what we're going to do as normal is just going to play the video and then we're going to break down the silent behaviour and we'll see how Justin reacts to his present. So without further ado, we'll just turn it up so you can hear it. And let's begin.
Said he had a gift that he wanted to give to you on the show. So Scooter, come on over here and let's tell Scooter.
Okay, so for those who don't know, Scooter is one of his friends.
I didn't know you were coming on here.
Okay, so the first little bit of silent behaviour we see there is that hug, or often called a man hug. Okay, and it's actually called an abrazo, and it's very popular in Latin America. And it's how you greet people who you've known for a while or you're extremely friendly with. Now, this is the kind of greeting you wouldn't give when you've met someone for the first time. A handshake would be more appropriate. However, this kind of expression here is only used when you've really got to know someone and you're comfortable that they are in your personal space, and also they are comfortable in your personal space as well. So just look at the greeting again. Okay, so whenever you see that kind of expression there, two people getting on great, so there's no problems there.
I feel incredibly awkward being on TV.
Well,
okay, so he's just said that he feels incredibly awkward being on TV. So let's have a look at the behaviour he displays with feeling incredibly awkward. So let's have a
here
look.
you are on TV. Okay, so because really, he is just the nicest guy, isn't he?
I don't know. I know his mom's out there somewhere, and his dad. They put their trust in me to work with him since he was about 13, and you know he does things.
Okay, so what we can see here is a little bit of behavioural mimicking. And we can see that here by how Scooter, this chap here on the right-hand side of the screen, is placing his left hand into his pocket. Now, we often try and hide the hands and hide the palms when we're in situations which we find uncomfortable. And we can also see that Justin Bieber has adopted that exact pose when he's in this particular situation here. So by hiding the hands, he's silently letting us all know that he isn't exactly comfortable in this position. However, Ellen is adopting a much more confident pose, where the hands are held quite tightly behind the back. Now, this is the kind of display you'll see from police officers or law enforcement throughout the world. It's a very confident display because it shows something called ventral fronting, where you're letting people see your almost like your vital organs, like your heart, lungs, and all the circulatory system, and you're not afraid of anyone going to attack you. So that kind of expression there tells me that Ellen is both comfortable and happy with how these two are around her. So they're in her personal space. She doesn't feel threatened, and that's why the hands are not towards the front. That's why they're at the back.
Shows in North America. He met with a Make-A-Wish kid every single show for 86 shows, and his one request was no cameras. And he does it for the right reasons. So,
okay, so obviously we can see that Justin Bieber here is starting to get a little bit anxious, a little bit nervous, because obviously he's... people do get embarrassed in this kind of situation when they're being publicly praised in this kind of setting here, and it can be quite slightly embarrassing because you have to sit there and be almost very humble, and that can be quite difficult for some people. And we can see here with the pacifying gestures that Justin makes, he's silently showing because he's uncomfortable by the way he adjusts his hair, and he adjusts by rolling the sleeve up here. Now, this kind of sleeve rolling behaviour can also be seen with someone called Prince Charles here in the United Kingdom. Whenever he's in a situation like this, for instance, he often plays with his cufflinks, or he starts to adjust the sleeve of his shirt by rolling it up. And we can see that type of behaviour here from Justin Bieber as well.
He met with this young girl who's suffering from cancer at 5 years old. He met with her, he flew her to New York, he played board games, spent the whole day with her, did a fake marriage, called her Mrs. Bieber. And then he called me afterwards because I love that. I want it once a week. I want to make a website, and I want to, fly kids in and see them. And, you work really, really hard, and I always yell at you. Don't.
Okay, now what's happened here is a subtle change, which most of you might have all missed. So it's on 1 minute 38, and we'll just scoot back. So we can see here how he's changed, and now he's just silently putting his thumbs out. Now, before, he wasn't doing that. I don't know if we can scoot back. He places his hands into the pockets.
Well, here you are on TV. Okay, so
So you'll see that right now. He's fiddling around, he's making himself comfortable, and the hands will slip into the pocket.
They put their trust in me to work with him since he was about
Okay, so let's just see if we can get a bit of a close-up on this. There you go. So in that position there, you see, we can see his hands, all of his hands.
Work with him since he was about 13, and you know, he does.
There you go. We can see all of his hands in the pocket. However, when we move to 1 minute 38, we can see how, in this respect now, the thumb is engaged over it. Now, this behaviour might seem insignificant to most. However, he's moved in from an anxious display to a more confident display. Whenever we start engaging the thumbs into any area, it's a confident display. So we can see here silently that he's more comfortable now, after all this is coming out about what kind of charity work he does, to what they were talking about before, which was making him slightly embarrassed. So now he feels proud about his accomplishments, and we can see that silently by that little expression, by placing the thumb out. Okay, so keep an eye on the behavioural change when someone goes from feeling anxious and nervous to feeling more confident, and you'll see these little subtle changes. Okay, so let's continue.
Really, really hard, and I always yell at you, don't get anything flashy, you know, we're not about that, be humble, be humble. And I kind of broke my own rule. So we wanted to make sure you were environmentally friendly, and we wanted to make sure, since you love cars, that when you're on the road, you are always looking environmentally friendly, and we decided to get you a car.
Okay, so here we go. So you can see the reaction now. Okay, so we can see a smile breaking through.
So Justin,
A very hard to get car.
very hard to get car. That's a Fisker Karma.
Okay, so he's going to introduce now into his present. Okay, so there you go. So a brand new eco-friendly car, electric. Very good. Okay, and there we can see the abrazo again. So we can see the hug. However, note the intensity this time. Okay. Okay, so we show his appreciation, and we can see that there by the embrace, and it's a deep embrace. However, this guy still has very difficulty showing his true emotion because, again, he keeps his hands tucked in there, you see. Okay, so again, he's feeling slightly anxious about being on camera, but we can see the reaction silently. Justin's made up. Now, an area in which quite a lot of body language professionals miss out is something called gait performance, and it is how we walk. Now then, zoologist and body language maestro Desmond Morris has done a lot of research on how we walk, and there are 40 different styles in which we walk, and often our walk is given by enlisted by our limbic system, which our walk is an embellishment of how we feel and our mood. Now, in this particular scenario, once we've been given something as lavish as a car, we will often walk with a spring in our step, and we can see how Justin Bieber walks with a spring in his step. However, imagine if he'd been told some very sad news at that point. He wouldn't show that jubilance. So walking and gait performance is an area not a lot of body language professionals cover. However, it's very important because, again, gait performance gives a lot away about how someone is actually feeling or intending to feel. So again, so that's very important. So obviously we're going to see some jubilant displays here. Okay, so a fully electric car, great for the earth.
This is amazing.
Now then, there's an excellent bit of silent behaviour shown by Ellen here, which most people would miss or think is innocuous. And that is where her right toes are placing up toward the ceiling. I don't know if you can see that particular expression here. Now, this is an excellent silent display that she's extremely happy in herself, and she's happy for Justin Bieber. Keep an eye out for that leg behaviour because it is very significant, especially the raised foot behaviour. You see that behaviour anywhere, the person who is doing that is experiencing happiness and joy and delight. Okay, so a little bit of silent behaviour covered there.
And of course,
Okay, so we see the abrazo again. Okay, and the gifts start to come in now.
when you park it, you want to make sure that you have.
Okay, so I'm just going to fast forward to the end here, and I want you to keep an eye out for something here. I want you to keep an eye out for the embrace. Now then, watch what happens at the end here.
All right, happy birthday to you.
Okay, so especially that. So let's just scoot back and let's just watch that a little bit one more time. I know how the embrace is good. There's no awkwardness there. The kiss and the hug These two are great friends off camera, I believe. And that's great, and obviously we can see that embrace look really well and really happy and actually felt. However, often this expression here, this ending or greeting gesture where we kiss each other on the cheek and give a slight hug, can be done awkwardly sometimes, and I'm going to show you an example of that here. So we just remove Justin Bieber and we bring on Oprah Winfrey with Jimmy Kimmel. Note how awkward this exchange looks between these two. Okay, so in comes Oprah. They go in for the kiss, and the awkwardness starts there, because what happens there is our limbic system, if we don't actually appreciate our personal space being invaded, especially around the lips and intimate areas, we will instinctively pull out of the kiss, and we can see that here. Let's just watch that little segment back one more time. And we can see here how Jimmy Kimmel goes in for the kiss. However, watch Oprah Winfrey as she darts her head back. Okay, so let's just watch it one more time. So she comes in, confident display, and know how Oprah shifts her head back to get out of the way, and there you go. Oh, so that little bit of silent behaviour there tells me that Oprah wasn't comfortable with having Jimmy Kimmel's mouth and lips so close to hers, and that's why she moved away. However, if we go back to the Justin Bieber kiss from Ellen, you can see here how there is no awkwardness, and everything here is much better. So watch it again. Look how much more relaxed that particular expression is there, and that's how you do it. So there you go. So that's Justin Bieber and Oprah Winfrey covered. If you're watching this as well and you're into Justin Bieber, have a look at my other work I've done on Justin Bieber, especially the Mariah Yeater work I've done as well. That's one of the most highest viewed body language analysis on the internet, so make sure you check that out as well. And if you're interested about learning more about body language and how to spot these little silent variations in expressions, then please check out my Understanding Body Language Liars, Cheats and Happy Feet page. Just check it out, it's all on Facebook on there. And please check me out on Twitter as well, which is at Body Language UK. So there we go. So any questions, comments or feedback, please let me know as normal. Please leave me a comment on my page or on Twitter, and I'll do my very best to get back to you. So there you go. So Justin Bieber there obviously went from showing signs of uncomfortableness and anxiety and stress. However, once his charity work was mentioned, we saw a subtle change in his body language by he used the thumb into the pocket, so much more confident display than hiding the hands. And we can see also how Ellen DeGeneres' body language as well showed that she had confidence and she was happy about these two people being in a personal space by adopting the hands behind the back of the back, and she's opening up herself as well. So she's not afraid of two people being in a personal space. So try and keep an eye out for all these subtle variations in your everyday life. My aim here is to educate you on your body language and how to spot people's behavioural change throughout the day. So that's what it's all about. So there you go. So from everyone here at Understanding Body Language, Liars, Cheats and Happy Feet, I look forward to speaking to you soon. So take care and bye-bye for now.